Yes, thank you. It's always nice to be here at Books and Books, and I'm so glad so many of you came, bypassing Duran Duran. And other great temptations in this exciting town. So, I always feel like I'm here peddling something. Last month it was the Granta. This time it's the Best American Essays. I was asked to do this, every year they do the Best American Fiction, the Best American Short Stories, which I was feeling a bit of jealousy because I was traveling last week and I saw the Best American Short Stories in the airport, at the Books and Books in the airport, but I didn't see this one. So I was having airport envy for this book. So they do this every year, and Robert Atwan, who's the series editor, he has been doing it, I think, for 20 years, and every year they ask someone else to be the guest editor. So the series editor reads all of the, reads, I think, every magazine imaginable, and then they copy it. You get a big pile every couple of weeks of essays, and then I go online and other places and look for myself, and then we came up with 25 of these essays. Are they the best essays published this year? I don't know. But they were among the best because there were some who were also pretty wonderful that they were on the same subject as something else. So we tried to represent as wide a subject matter as possible. So I'll give you a little bit of a taste of some of the people who were in this edition. We have Misha Berlinski. He wrote a wonderful essay about the earthquake in Port-au-Prince in the New York Review of Books. And this particular essay, for some reason, just like broke my heart. It's called "What Broke My Father's Heart." Also, it's by Katie Butler. It's about an older man who has a pacemaker, and it becomes a really difficult technicality he wants to die, but they can't turn off his pacemaker. And one of the things I learned in this essay is that you can die long after, before your pacemaker dies. So the whole ordeal of the pacemaker. Tora Daracot, who wrote in creative nonfiction about her father, and this woman named Menashki Gigi Durham wrote an essay called "Grieving," which is one of the most moving essays I've read about someone losing their work. Especially in this environment where so many people are out of work, she somehow managed to make it so poetic, sort of this struggle to keep your work. Christopher Hitchens, who's been battling cancer of the esophagus, wrote a very moving essay about, this is the first in a series of essays he wrote about his cancer, and this one was absolutely gripping, where it sort of sets the stage on everything else he wrote about his cancer, and that it just says, if I have enough, it says, if I'm around to write more. And then of course now we have that huge book, arguably with his collected essays. Shangwei Lee wrote about Thanksgiving in the New Yorker, and through that his immigrant family, the way sometimes food at immigrant meals reflect who we are. Zadie Smith's Generation Y is, I think, one of the most widely circulated essays probably ever. It's about Facebook, and she, there are so many responses to that essay because there's so many people who agreed, who disagreed. But I think she made a very poetic. She was reviewing the movie about the founder of Facebook, and then through that she had known him, I think, or had met him briefly at Harvard, and were sort of there during the genesis of Facebook, and basically says that sort of we're all trapped in the fantasies of a 14-year-old boy when we're on Facebook.